Hey guys, sorry that I'm running a little bit late. I was literally in the middle of doing my prayer and got a knock at the door, and I was like, "Huh, very interesting." And it actually was some incense that I've been waiting to have delivered, and I was like, perfect timing because I would love to use it for this. But hi, hey guys, I hope you're doing really good. I'm gonna wait a few minutes before I go ahead and get started, just so people can like climb in and get comfortable. 31 people and 13 likes, by the way. I love, oh, just changed a second. I put awareness on it. But yeah, I hope you guys are starting your week off good. I wanted to connect with you guys today because I'm still kind of like baby stepping my way into getting back into the flow of recording, and it also is going to be a little different moving forward, and I know that, so I'm just trying to take my time with it. But I wanted to actually like do a live today to connect with you guys. Some of you may have already seen that the next Island Turtle Talk episode will premiere later this evening. And it's a little bit of a different episode, and it's really short. And I still feel like I'm like again still finding my groove. So it's like I don't know. I'm putting it out there because it needed to get out there. But I definitely was not in my normal energy. But yeah, it feels good to be here with you guys today. Like I said, I was interrupted earlier, so I've still got to like do a couple things. So hang out, get a snack, get coffee, drink, whatever. Or if it's evening, maybe you got like a glass of tea. I don't know. Just get comfortable because we got a couple minutes, okay? Mm. Even going about this live, hold on, I was like, let me get ready, and then I just keep talking in normal fashion for myself. I'm just getting like pen and paper here. Group one, we're gonna do at least two groups today, maybe three. I, like I said, I kind of not struggled. I did. I kind of like struggled a little bit with how I wanted to go about this. Keisha, $20. Thank you. Thank you so much for the $20. Um, so generous. Very generous. Thank you. Oh, I could actually like it now. You know, they changed the features here so much. Wait, can I heart it? I thought I could heart it. Can't I? Okay, well, if I can, it's not letting me for some reason. They change the features on here so frequently. But I wanted to do this like a pick a card because they kept showing me like crystals for different groups of people to read for. And I was like, oh, okay. But then I don't have the whole like setup that most people are accustomed to. And then I was going to say, like, yeah, screw it. I'll just do it on my phone and then just show you guys the crystals. And I'm like, no, we're not going to do it that way. So we're just not. I'll try to remember to take a photo at the end and make it the thumbnail for people who are watching this later. But we're just gonna go group one, group two, group three, and that's just how we're gonna do it. And I will pick the crystal that is resonating with the group that I am reading for, and that's just how we're gonna do it. And we're gonna timestamp it that way too. It doesn't gotta be all complicated, right? It doesn't have to be complicated. It doesn't have to be in some like set way or formula or whatever, what have you. So yeah, that's how it's gonna roll today. The other reason I want it, sorry, I keep saying I'm gonna do this and then I keep talking. Let me finish this and then I will get back to this. Sending love from Scotland, thank you. I've been getting a lot of Scotland, Celtic, and like and Norse synchronicities a lot lately since I decided to take a trip later this year, and so I will be going to Scotland later this year. I'm very excited. But neither here nor there. That's like in a very different timeline from now. So let me just finish getting this set up, and then you guys will have my full attention. Okay? It's so funny how the interruption happened because I really did want this specific incense. Um, a friend turned me on to this. I don't want to say brand. I hate that word, brand. So, sorry, so many things I want to talk to you guys about because I'm here to do readings for you. I'm here to offer support today, but I also just I want to talk. I want to talk. I want to connect. Um, that word brand really rubs me the wrong way. And someone used it with me recently, and I was like, okay, putting awareness on my own triggers around certain words. Um, but anyway, I'm almost there. I surround this space in these readings with the love and the wisdom of the rose. Oh my God. Oh, it smells amazing. You know, especially because with incense, I never used to be picky. But I also, a lot of you guys know I have asthma and I've got like really bad allergies. And not all incense is created equal. Not all incense is made the same. And some of them have, you know, filler crap in them, right? Um, but this particular, again, I don't want to use the word brand. I don't even want to use the word company. This group that makes this specific kind, I've been very floored with just the potency, but also how you can tell how clean their incense is, and it's made me very happy that my friend turned me on to this. It's called Calm Veda, and I hope they stay that way because when I went to go buy some, um, I had that feeling that like they were bought out. It was just a feeling, and I was like, no. So we'll see. We'll see if it maintains integrity. I hope they do. A lot of their incense actually is made from recycled temple flowers, which I think is just beautiful. So they already have been blessed and then they're being recycled in this like sacred way. And yeah, and it doesn't have like charcoal and some of those other like fillers in it, and they last a really long time too. I think they burn for like 45 minutes, something like that. I feel like maybe even up to an hour. I could be wrong. But anyway, I just really like that incense. So back to the other reason I wanted to go live with you guys today. There's just been some tough collective energy that I know I've been aware of. And maybe not, maybe it hasn't been tough on everybody. Some people might have been gliding through it just fine. Some people might have been really struggling with it. And that's something I talk about in the episode later tonight. But that's why I wanted to do this. Today is the 19th. Today, Chiron and the North Node are peaking in their conjunction together. And we've been experiencing the energy of this because they both move relatively, Chiron's been moving relatively slowly. And the North Node is just, it's where it's at. And the new moon Aquarius, I feel like really activated that Chiron North Node conjunction. And it really amplified the intensity of like identity. a lot of things, but identity being one of them. I think it triggered a lot of shadow work for people, and I think it just looks differently depending on what's going on in your life and where you're at in your journey. For some people it's self-worth, some people it's expression, some people it's their assertiveness, some people it's masculine versus feminine polarity within themselves, some people it's parent-child dynamics within themselves. That could bring up mom stuff, father stuff, obviously inner child stuff. So many things. So many things. Even just the notion of relationship with other people versus relationship with self. How much do you know yourself? How much do you honor yourself? So again, so many ways I think this has been coming up for people. So I just wanted to like connect with you guys, show up today, and just offer support for those who need it. So yeah, so that's how we're gonna roll. Let me get a little sippy sip, and then we're gonna go ahead and get into the first group here. They're already giving me stuff. Okay. I'm gonna put a timestamp to this. All right, so again, we're gonna try to do 3 groups today, but we're gonna start with group 1. So group 1, before I pick a crystal, I just want you guys to, I'm gonna label this the dolphin group because that was the first thing, like right away. They were like, dolphin. Dolphins. You could resonate with dolphins. That could be a spirit animal for some of you. Some of you may connect to Lemurian energies or timelines, or just the notion of what Lemuria has been /is/was, will be. Just seeing how that wants to come through too. Some of you could feel very drawn to the ocean. Yes, moon is in Cancer today. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Dolphin, to me, I love dolphin energy. It's so playful. It's very playful. It's very sensual. It also really speaks to polarities too, especially like Gemini kind of energy. I feel like dolphin is almost just like pure light in a way. And for a lot of people I know, dolphin represents the healer. So just some things coming through for group 1 already. I have quite a few crystals out here that I was drawn to before I even got into the energy of sitting down and anchoring the space and all of that. So let me just feel what crystal wants to come with group 1, because I have a few crystals and then I actually have animal spirit crystals. I love these. I love these so much. And I actually they've been put away for a while. And I don't have a dolphin one, but I have a whale one. Actually, I should have laid these out so I could actually see them. Really? Not what I expected, really, for the dolphin group. Okay, dolphin group. One crystal that's jumping out is the scorpion, actually, which kind of surprised me. It's red. It's red carnelian. It's not a good quality red carnelian, but it's red carnelian. Red carnelian scorpion. Write that down on your guys' title. Coming out for group one. Group one, what are you going through? I feel like there's a second crystal that wants to be chosen for group one as well. Celestite. Okay. You guys also get celestite. Group one. So these are your two crystals. You've got this beautiful dolphin energy coming through, oceanic energies coming through, and you also have celestite and red carnelian scorpion. Something tells me you're going through something a little complex. Antidote. All of a sudden I want to write. Hold on. I feel like some automatic writing is trying to come out. Let me get a notebook. It's going to be very interesting readings going forward. Antidote. Okay. Plants are coming up too. Yeah, okay, group one. I feel like there's a lot going on with you. I do feel like you're in a phase of healing, which I think all of us are. This Chiron North Node conjunction is about peeling away layers, even whatever these layers are. They could be memories, so you could be having like a lot of memories and weird dream time and feeling like you're like straddling timelines or going back and forth between past and future timelines. Some of you guys could be experiencing that. Some of you could feel like you're going through a little mini dark night of the soul or even like another awakening. These are just the energies that are at play collectively, okay? And I feel like I'm saying them in group one for a reason. So these are probably things that some of you guys are experiencing. These could also be in forms of your own programming where it's, oh, this is like a weird feeling. I think I talked about this in the episode that's coming up later today. It's like, it's this state of being very like quiet and very still, almost a feeling of like disconnection. I definitely talked about that in the episode that's coming later tonight. But what's really happening is your programming is dismantling. And so if your programming is being dismantled, you don't really have anything to attach to anymore. So it can feel like you're kind of like zombie floating through the world, but that's because your programming is being shattered. So just let it be shattered while you find your new kind of foundation and way of flowing through life in that kind of way. Okay. But antidote and plants coming up for group one. Some of you could be getting drawn to plants or even just wanting to eat less meat. Like I'm definitely getting like vegan vegetarianism sort of a vibe. Some of you may go days without eating. You might be getting into like fasting. A lot going on with the body, almost like the body wants to reset because you're going through a personal reset. That's really how that's coming through. Scorpion, I think, is a very misunderstood medicine, and I know I've talked about this. I probably should have talked about it in the episode later tonight. Yes, please hit the like button if you guys are enjoying this, or it's helping you or assisting you. But Scorpion medicine, I think, has been, like I said, misunderstood. Scorpion to me is some of that primordial medicine. I've talked about primordial medicine a little bit in the last couple of years, and I've personally been working with primordial energies in the last year, but it's primordial medicine, right? So it is intense, it is potent, it holds ancient wisdom, and maybe it is uncomfortable at times. If any of you guys are having scorpions come up as like a synchronicity or even in your dreams, definitely pay attention. If you're dreaming of even like getting stung by a scorpion, that's not necessarily a bad thing. Or if they're around you, it's not necessarily a bad thing. Their venom can be an antidote, so to speak. And it is to get your attention as well to certain things that are going on. So if you see them, whether in real life or not, or you're having these like unpleasant, maybe anxiety inducing experiences around them, pay attention to what you're thinking at the time or what's coming before or after that. I want to say, just like as an indication there, with the celestite's jumping out at me. You were a lot more supported than you realize. Am I even going to pull cards today? I'm just like channeling. A lot of you are way more supported than you realize, even if you don't feel it, even if they're saying right here down the word disconnected. Even if you're feeling disconnected. Oh, thank you. You are disconnected. You're disconnecting from old. And that's a good thing. especially for my people who feel like they're floaty, you are disconnected, but you're disconnected from the old. And that's a good thing. That's okay. It is okay to be there. Ditch the cards. I might. I don't know. We'll see. And it's funny. I only pulled one deck out. Normally, I have like a few like ready to go. But I only pulled one, and I was like not even sure if I was gonna use it or not. So I don't know. Maybe this is how it's gonna be from now on. Just pure channeling. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, group one. Yeah, yeah, it's okay. It's okay to be disconnected. There's also this longing that I'm getting for fun. Some of you, especially anybody who's really resonating with the dolphin, I think there's like a nostalgic yearning for childhood and like play, what that was like, and then almost I'm getting even like a confusing of memories, like kind of thing happening for group one. Like either you can't fully recall these experiences or you're like misremembering them. That's kind of interesting. I think that's going to really show you the like the magic of shifting timelines, so to speak, for some, but also showing you, oh, how do I want to say, how much our ego and projecting certain feelings into our experiences can play a role in like what we take away from experiences. Because some of you, I think, are misremembering because you're almost projecting present feelings on past memories, and then it's getting confusing, right? Um, I would actually recommend like going through old photos, going through like childhood things, like tangible things to kind of like bring you back to what actually took place and like some like the really tangibility of some of those memories. Um, Confirmation is what I would say for group one. They keep bringing up the dolphin hardcore. Group one, I think you would really benefit from connecting to Lemurian energy, whether that's just reading about it, whether that's meditating and just letting your awareness go there, letting your state, yeah, your state of consciousness is how that wants to come through, connect to what Lemuria is slash was slash will be. Because all the information that's out there is through the lens of a very specific reality of whoever is putting that information out there. Doesn't mean it's wrong. It means there's truth in there and it could probably activate you, but it might not be your specific experience of Lemurian energy, consciousness, etc. It's very important moving forward that we all really rely on ourselves when it comes to getting these very like specific nuggets of truth that are important for us. Okay, it's really, really important. Um, I just keep getting Lemuria. Some of you could really benefit from going to places that are connected to Lemuria, like Shasta, Hawaii, even places in Southeast Asia would be very important. Thailand? Why is Thailand coming up? Okay, I don't know if Thailand is slash was slash will be connected to Lemuria energy, but Thailand is coming up really hard for someone who needs to hear that. If maybe you've been debating about going, maybe that's your confirmation that you need to go. But Thailand is coming up really strongly. Um, Interesting. But yeah, that's what I'm getting for group one. It's interesting. Yeah, I don't feel like I need to pull cards, but it's fun. It's also just fun. I'm okay. Apparently, group one, we're not done. Traveling. Traveling is huge. Traveling is going to be really huge for group one. Even if it doesn't have to be far. It doesn't have to be far. If you feel like that's too much for you, it doesn't have to be far. But yeah, traveling. Traveling is really, really important this year for you guys. And I want to say this year, I'm like asking if that's like based on the Gregorian year. They said, yeah, it is. Okay, yes. To Gregorian calendar year. Okay. At least one trip. At least one trip. At least one trip. Okay. At least one trip. I'm labeling group one as dolphin slash scorpion slash celestite slash red carnelian is what I'm labeling group one. Just based off the first channeling that came in and the crystals that were drawn for group one. Group one, I feel like the polarity, interesting that you're coming out of, hold on, let me write this down, switching polarities. Group one, you're coming out of an experience of masculine feminine polarity. And it's, yeah, that's a big shift there. What is that shifting into? That's for them to find out. Okay. So that's okay. That's for you guys to find out. This experience of masculine feminine, some of you could have like really resonated with twin flames at a certain point. You are completing something when it comes to that polarity experience in your reality. I think that's going to stand true for a lot of people. And you're shifting into a whole new lens. Whatever that lens is going to be unique for you guys. I think the other reason they're wanting me to do readings like this now, like having multiple groups, is because we are moving into this like divergent experience where we're having like similar to 2020. And I know I talked about this already, but similar to 2020, where we had like 2 or 3 very like different groups suddenly diverging in different timelines. And then this last few months, like completing 2023, we completed a 4-year cycle and we all kind of like came out of the rabbit hole together and was like, wait, whoa, weird 2020 flashback similarities, what's going on? And now we're like getting ready to diverge again. But this time it feels like 7, 8 groups. It feels like exponential compared to what it was before. So I think that's why they're having me read like this, because there is so much variation in what's going to be happening in everybody's individual experience now. But that's group one. Any final things I need to do for group one? Okay. They will have me pull cards, and not from the deck that I chose either. Maybe it's going to be different decks for each group. I'm just going to pull like a closing message, and they actually wanted me to pull from the Rose Oracle from Rebecca Campbell's deck. So let's see. What if we resonate with all 3? There's probably truth in all 3 that you guys might resonate with. That's also kind of the beauty of all of these things. It's like, you know what resonates for you in your soul. It's not about forcing it. It's not about like, oh, I'd like for that to happen to me. It's what do you feel, right? And there are times when you might watch a reading and you resonate with all the signs, but that's because we're all the signs. We are all one. We are all connected. There's just different times where certain messages really hit us more than others. And that's just how it goes. There's a little truth in every reading, right? And sorry, am I supposed to talk about this? I guess so. I guess I'm supposed to talk about this. There is a way to use readings to like bring yourself into a certain reality, which is where practicing your own discernment and even just being careful with who you decide to watch and what you decide to consume. And that goes beyond readings. That even goes to like music, TV shows, food, environments, people, like anything you allow yourself to consume pulls you into the parameters of that reality that it's like coming from or that it sits in and resides in. So if you want to be in like a really, really high timeline, you want to consume things that will align to a higher timeline, right? And it's like, and I'm not trying to like throw any judgment out there. Everybody's on their own journey. But if you're consuming a lot of like readings or TV shows where it's just all about destruction and people being awful to each other and life being hard and apocalyptic, then it's like you're gonna just invite more of those energies into your reality when you don't have to, right? So it's like, you know what I'm trying to say. And that goes for readings too. Like, I really want to emphasize that. There are readers out there that want to keep harping on like really unpleasant, dark, destructive, karmic-y things. And it's like, why? We don't have to be in that reality if we don't want to be, right? We got new plans, but I'm eating junk food knowing I'm going to cleanse. And that's okay too. It's not like we all have to be monks and nuns, okay? And this is the fun of the reality that we're in, right? Of like how all of this works. Hold on. We don't have to be perfect. We are still human. We're still having a human experience, and all those other things that I mentioned about like destruction and things that are unpleasant and about suffering and all of that, they all serve a purpose too, and they all do help facilitate growth. And sometimes when we're in a darker period or a dark night of the soul, sometimes we need to watch those things. Sometimes we do, because you know what? It helps us to break down even more, which helps us to get more to the core of our own light and our own truth and our own essence. And then we can reemerge back up, right? There's an ebb and flow to everything. We can never stay stagnant. We can never just be on a high perpetually. And we really, I'm not going to say shouldn't, but it is also not sustainable to be on a like an ever descending rabbit hole of darkness either, right? It's like there's harmony, there's ebb, and there's flow to everything. So it's okay to have fun. It's okay to have that Twix bar at the end of the day. It's okay to have that glass of wine when life is just a little too stressful, right? It's just about moderation and balance and harmony. That's just law of nature. Balance of harmony, right? Anyway, went on a whole tangent there. And don't feel bad about it. Yeah, and don't feel guilty about it. Like, we also came here to enjoy. We really did. We really did. We came here to experience, right? Anyway, pulling a card for group one. Am I taking this? Yeah. Of course, we're like ending group one's message with enjoy and play. The child within. Inner mother, inner sense, inner sense? Inner sense. Oh, maybe that's how it wants to be said. That's interesting. I'm going to write that down. The word is innocence, but I kept saying it inner sense. Inner sense. Oh my God, duh. Oh, words are fun. Inner sense is innocence. Anyway, I'm like, that just blew my mind. Gentleness and tenderness. I'm gonna repeat that because I got a little sidetracked. The child within, inner mother, inner sense, gentleness and tenderness. The true core parts of self, the ability to enjoy, to be in joy. Oh, the words today. The words today. And also just being kind with ourselves and loving on ourselves and being patient with ourselves through whatever it is that you're going through, group one. And clearly, like I said, group one, it seems like you're going through a very big internal shift, but definitely a healing as well and a dropping of layers as well. And for some, it could be very confusing. You could feel kind of lost or kind of floaty through this whole experience, but just rely on your inner sense, your inner self, essentially. Okay, and you'll be fine. I am going to read it, though. I do like to read them, too. Okay, and then we'll move on to group two. We can be so hard on ourselves, expecting to heal according to a schedule and beating ourselves up when we make a mistake. The rose wants us to release all hardness from our bodies and all hurt from ourselves, to find a way to soften, to remember that no matter what has happened, it is happening or will happen. We're all innocent children of the stars. I can feel group two trying to come in. Hold on, group two. Hold up. Put that away. Hold on a second. We're all innocent children of the stars and the earth. The flowers are here for us. They are safe, soft place to remember. They want you to nurture the child within. This is a card of gentle reassurance and compassion. It brings a message of gentle understanding and tenderness. It's reminding you to treat yourself like the innocent child that you are, to take your inner child and let them rest deeply in the soft petals of your heart. We all have a child with them. I'm getting strong mom. Hold on a second, I gotta stop. I'm getting really strong mother energy. Obviously, that's you being a mother for yourself to your own inner child. No question. But some of you may also be having some stuff that you're needing to work through in relation to your own mother, you as a mother, or just that archetype of that kind of like divine feminine mother in your reality, whether it's in your friends or your family. But that is coming through really strongly, especially if you're learning so much learning. Sorry. Especially if you are learning to parent yourself. Even if you've had practice with that, even if you've had experience with parenting yourself, it's going to a new level. And I think I mentioned that in the episode later today. But anyway, coming back. We all have a child within us who at some point went into exile because they were hurt or because the world didn't feel safe. And no matter how much we've grown, when we as adults are hurt or triggered, it's normal to regress to this age and feel overwhelmed by as I talk about reparenting, and feel overwhelmed by the original emotion. And while we can't change the past, what we can do is scoop up the child within and place them in the soft petals of the rose of our own heart. How can you tenderly tend to the child within? Roses are really strong for group 1, and that's actually the incense I have lit for these readings today. So I don't think that's any coincidence there. Okay. Parenting myself and my daughter at the same time. I think reparenting is a huge theme for the, oh my god, I just got dizzy. For this Chiron North Node conjunction that we're into. This was a reading. What did that chrysalis moment do for you? You're so tuned in. Do you feel different? Oh, I'm definitely different. I am a very different person than I was a week ago, 2 weeks ago, months ago, coming back from Sedona ago. My mom's name is Rose too. Funny. I mean, you guys know me. If you guys have been with me since like the beginning, you guys know I've gone through a lot of changes, and I tend to die and get reborn and die and reborn and die and reborn and all of that, like over and over and over. It's just part of my path to experience life in that way. To die and be reborn a lot throughout my lifetime, which is fine. It's basically the path of the mystic, and I that's who I've always been. Since I was a kid, I've always been on the path of the mystic, and I am okay with that. Anyway, all right. So group 2. Let's get into group 2 for a second. I shoved group 2's energy away. Aren't you Scorpio? Sorry, I'm like tuning into so many things. Aren't you Scorpio? I'm a Scorp stellium. I'm also Cappy. Yeah, I'm also Scorp Scap. It's what happens when I channel. I can't, like words come out weird. I am a Scorpio Cap stellium. Obviously I've got other things in my chart, but those are very dominant in my chart. All right, group 2. Like it's like I really like push your energy away, and now you're like, can we come in now? It's like, yes, you can come in now. You can come in now. Oh, group 2 is interesting. You guys feel very heavy. I'm honestly just getting like black. That's all I'm literally just getting like void. But it feels powerful though. Group 2, it feels like you have been making really good friends with a very deep place of your power. Some people might call this your shadow self or shadow side, your night side, your dark side. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter what you call it. These are just words. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what you call it. But it is this feeling of very, very deep sense of power that I feel like you've been unlocking recently. And yes, making friends with, making peace with, learning to embody, learning to express from. But it's very quiet. There's a lot of quiet going on with you. Oh, I'm getting nasally. Some of you may resonate with Pisces or Neptune. I'm getting like underbelly of the ocean. So some more like primordial energy coming up, but it's a different kind of primordial energy. Like Scorpion is very like fiery kind of primordial energy, but like depths of the ocean. I am getting whale energy. That's yeah, I just keep getting like Neptune. It's very like Neptune, Poseidon, the underbelly, underworld sort of energy. It's not bad, it's empowering, and it's you. It's just you. It's just who you are. I do feel like another energy though, like an external person that is probably going to help you with this, has been maybe helping you with this, whether that's physically or non-physically, because they could just be a guide there, or they could be like a person in your reality. But interesting. So very underbelly, underworld sort of energy. So of course, of course, Smokey Quartz wants to come out for you guys for group 2. And it's interesting because when I pulled this crystal out, you guys know I've moved a lot. So this crystal got a little banged up, which I'm a little sad because this is actually one of my favorite crystals. But you can tell it's like it's a little beat up. It got a little beat up. So maybe there's a reason, right, that this is your crystal group 2. But Smoky Quartz, and very, very beautiful Smoky Quartz too. Write that down. There's so much silence with you. I feel like the second I said silence, I also got the word music. Um, let me turn a page in my journal here. Oh, I didn't do a timestamp. Damn it. This is what happens. I get too into it and then I forget to do timestamps. So if somebody could do a timestamp for group 2, I would really appreciate it. I know it was probably around like 30 something. Damn it. Anyway. Okay, group 2. Let's get back into this. Let's get back into this. Yeah, music. It's oh, interesting. It's almost like you have to get really quiet to hear your own music. Is how that wants to come through. Some of you, this is about attuning yourself to actually be a channel or even to hear your team more. But it's interesting how that wanted to come out. You have to become more quiet to hear your own music. Oh, sense of purpose. Sense of purpose. I feel like I did a reading like this recently. I think it was for Cancer from last week, where Cancer was like, there was a piece of Cancer trying to like come out of the ice, that it's been like suffocated. It almost has that kind of feeling, but not as forceful. It's more like there's a piece of you, an authentic piece of you, and I want to say it's the part of your soul that's trying to communicate with you about like your own purpose or your own skills or your own gifts, but it's like it's really hard to hear it for you, and you got to get real quiet to hear it, which is physically and metaphorically, right? So it's like also getting out of your mind, getting rid of distractions, getting rid of clutter, and getting very deep within yourself to hear yourself. Yeah, to hear your own gifts. And so, yeah, they keep bringing it back to purpose. Soul song. It's an interesting turn to come through. Soul song. A lot of musical Neptunian, Piscean referencing stuff going on here. Group 2. Sorry, I'm like, so many things came in. I'm like, how do I want to phrase this? Regardless of whether you have spent your life really heavily in the physical, in material world, so to speak, in 3D societal land, or you've been aware that you are a very like, I keep wanting to say it's like you're Neptune. What I keep wanting to say, it's like you literally embody the energy of Neptune. I really would recommend like reading up on lore around like Poseidon, around Neptune, around primordial forces. Oceanus is coming up. That's interesting. Oceanus is coming up. I don't think a lot of people talk about Oceanus. Oceanus is technically a Titan, I want to say, from Greek mythology, but there's a lot of different archetypes within all different lore from different cultures throughout history that talk about these archetypes, these very ancient primordial oceanic underworld like archetypes. I want to say like you're literally these archetypes. You embody these archetypes. So going back to what I was trying to say, regardless of whether you spent your life like really heavily embedded in the material plane or you have been aware of this in some way, it's like this is really a time that you're going through to really truly fully embody that true essence of you, which is non-physical. So hang in there with me. This is very tough way to like express this. It's like you were born in the non-physical. It's like that wants to come through. Like who you are on your soul level is like so not a physical being, but here you are in the physical, and it's disorienting and it's hard and it's difficult, and why wouldn't it be? But to get really in touch with that aspect of self, which is just you. Oh, group 2. Wow, okay. I do think connecting with whales is going to be very, very important to you. Listening to whale sounds, very important to you. If you have access to the ocean, and I was going to say water, but they're like, no, ocean. It's like it needs to be ocean. You might have even resonated a little bit with group 1 with some of the dolphin energy, but it's like dolphin is up and out. You sit down below is how that's coming through to me. Like dolphin is a really beautiful internal like psyche energy. You might resonate with psyche as well. That can come in and out of the light, that can come in and out of physical awareness and physical realms relatively easily. you are way down here. Okay. Wales. I really want to say Wales is going to be your ticket. If you could actually get out on the water, like on a boat and like far away from land, I would really recommend it. Probably not a cruise. I feel like that feels like a lot of stimulation, but like maybe like a whale watching tour, like something like that. I think you'd really benefit from that group too. Um, there's something I can't get off of music. I can't get off of music for group two. If you do not play music, partake in music, it's time. It's definitely time. They're just so clear about it. It's clearly time. You keep getting this bottom of the ocean. Almost like feel like if I were to like to express like how you're feeling in the present moment, and maybe you're coming into this, maybe you're coming out of this, just hang in there with me. It's almost like being in the fetal position. Like being in the fetal position, like on the ocean floor, is how it feels to me. Okay, they want me to talk about the emotional body. Some of you may have, I'm going to say this has been more other people's experience of you, and you might have internalized it. I want to say people look at you as somebody who is very, very emotional, but because you're very emotional, I think a lot of you have learned to not express yourself because people don't know how to deal with it. But it is time to actually express yourself from that emotional place because it is who you are, and that's part of your own music, and that's part of your gift is to express yourself from that very deeply emotional place. Yeah, I really want to say a lot of you have like almost shut off your throat chakras, or have just learned to be very quiet and very observant, or just non-expressive in traditional ways because people just can't, like, it's a lot for people. It's a lot for people. It's almost like when you express yourself authentically, it's almost like people are exposed to a really high frequency, and it's like it disrupts them, is how that is coming through to me. It's like very disruptive to them. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. Some people need to be disrupted. Right? Some people need to be disrupted. Ooh. Oh, the heart space. Okay. Yeah, I want to say a lot of you might struggle even just being like sitting in your own heart space. I feel like because you are very emotional and you can feel like literally the never-ending depths of human emotion, um, it's almost like you can even, you might be very empathic. It also feels like you take on a lot of grief that's not yours, and it's like you need to actually expel it frequently, right? You need to expel it frequently. Otherwise, it's just gonna do havoc on your own body. Is how that's coming through. So you do need to express yourself often and frequently, whether that's with other people or through music. I keep bringing up this whole music thing again because I keep getting just so much pain in here, but I really feel like it's just what you've been absorbing and what you feel. I feel like you're just a very, very highly sensitive, highly empathic being who wants nothing to do with the physical deep down, but you do have to learn how to be in the physical because you are here in the physical. That'll probably be your lifelong, or a lifelong coping word. Sorry, adapting to that. But that's what wants to come through for group two, and it's interesting because I mean it's been very clear and concise, and there's almost like not much else to say. I feel like this is where you live. You live at the bottom of the ocean, and that is okay. Learn to live. They want me to show you guys the crystal again. Learn to live at the bottom of the ocean in the physical, and keep expressing yourself. Don't stop expressing yourself. And if you are throwing people off or disrupting people, you're doing your job. And it also doesn't mean you're going to be alone in it too. I think there's a loneliness factor there. Because when I even like saw you at the bottom of the ocean, like you were alone, but you're not alone. And that's something that you're going to learn and realize, that you're not alone, but you got to keep expressing yourself. It's so important for your own health. Okay. I didn't pick group two, but you're talking to me. Like I said, you might resonate with all of them, right? It's just how it works. Is there anything else that wants to be said and or done for group 2. Yeah, we're going to pull from the Healing Waters deck, of course. Shocker. Shocker. Healing Waters for group 2. I was starting to feel group 3, and that's why I went, no. Okay. Okay, hold on. Trying to put a hold on group 3. Okay. Can I get a card for group 2? Remember, we are in a time of remembrance. It's funny how these words don't come out. Remember, we are in a time of remembrance, of a recall of who we are. And yes, group 2, you may be discovering that who you are is someone, something that is like almost literally like a whale out of water. And while that sounds hard, it's possible to adapt. It's possible to accept. It's possible to find your own personal harmony. And you also don't have to be alone in it. And you are not alone in it. But the more you really truly express yourself, the easier it's going to be for your people to find you. Okay? I do think you need a lot of alone time. Sorry, they want me to emphasize this. I do think you need your alone time. Because you are very empathic and you are very sensitive. But it doesn't mean you have to be alone. Okay? And your people will get you. Your people will appreciate the alone time because they're going to want their alone time. Okay? They also want me to they keep wanting me to emphasize this. Yes, you may resonate with all of the readings because we are all one. We are all one, right? So you might resonate with all of them just simply because of that. Okay. Can I get a card for group 2? I'm trying to like hold off group 3. Can I get a card for group 2? Can I get a card for group 2? Thank you. Always like birthing inner child, like referencing here. Birth mysteries. What are you being called to create? What are you being called to share and express? It's you. It's you, or just these different things that are just extensions of you. Okay? But that's I'm not shocked this came out. Also, there's also something else that's coming through very clearly too. Wherever you're at in your personal journey, if you feel like you're in a dark night of the soul, you probably do resonate with group 2 more than group 1. It feels like group 1 is like, has emerged already, and they're like learning to like walk about in these new energies, and group 2 feels like you're still very much in the womb, so to speak, between like death and birth, and we are in between winter and spring, so that's also coinciding with the energies that we're in right now. But anyway, so group 2, yeah, what are you being called to create? You. What are you being called to express? You. It's just very clear, but we're gonna read it anyway. Okay. Water is intelligent, and where there's water, there's life. We are water beings. We travel from the watery world of the Great Mother to be born into this world, our first breath marking the transition from water to air. We all grew from a single cell into a form in the waters of the amniotic sac of the Great Mother, and from there, the same intelligence has been guiding us every step of the way. It's the same force that tells flowers when to bloom and the planet to spin. You're a creative being living in a creative world. This is a planet of creativity and manifestation. Creativity is your natural state. What are you being called to create? Creativity isn't only for certain people, it's within us all. What would you like to create? Don't squeeze the hose, loosen your grip, and call the intelligent waters to flow through you every step of the way. Then follow it up with consistent action. Embodied creativity happens when we have a vision and act on that vision. Every day in the world is pointless without this consistent action. Stay true to what you're being called to create and show up to it day after day after day. I really want to say it's you showing up for yourself. Honestly, and anything that comes out of you in forms of expression will be your creations. Fetal card is crazy. Yeah. That I was like getting fetal position earlier too. So keep on yourself, and Anyway, I already said it. I don't need to say it again. Let's move on to group 3 because they are getting antsy. Group 3 is like, we are present and we want to be seen and we want to be acknowledged. But group 2, yeah, I'm going to call you the Smokey Quartz group. And whales. God, whales was so strong. All right, group 3. Oh, I will do a timestamp. I'm glad I remembered that. Oh my God, group 3. I already know. I already know what you guys are going to be about. Oh. So group 3, the most like prominent energy that came through right away was a tree. Well, even while I was still on group 2, giant tree. So you may resonate with the earth element quite heavily. You might resonate with trees a lot. You might like to talk to trees a lot. I almost wanted to say plants, but they're like trees. It's about the trees. I'm like, okay, it's about the trees. It's about the trees. It's about the trees for group 3 here. Trees as a symbol is a very powerful universal symbol of connection and grounding and stability and health, spiritual health, physical health. Family health is coming through. Oh, family. Oh, family. Group 3. Lots of family energy going on with you. Some of you, this could be in the realm of ancestral healing. Some of you, it's literally having to deal with your family very regularly, even including extended family. Some of you are thinking about starting a family, on the verge of starting a family, going through big family changes, family, domestic life. It's interesting because group 3, you just feel like all earth to me. You feel like all earth, elder energy. I wanted to say leader, and they're like, don't say leader. They say elder. I was like, okay. Yeah, very strong elder energy for group 3. Your tree is strong, and when I say your tree, I mean your personal tree feels very strong, feels very grounded, feels very centered. Why do we even need to do a reading? You have been the anchor for a long time, and you will probably continue to serve as the anchor for people, whether you are related to them by blood in your family or this is for your soul family. There's this wanting to be recognized, though. I can't get away from it. It feels like group 3, you probably have very developed throat chakras, that you're actually very good at communicating your needs, your boundaries. But what is this recognition? There's something about recognition that wants to take place here for group 3. Recognizing what? The responsibility? Okay, thank you. Group 3, some of you have very clearly defined connections to what some people would call the Ancient Ones, what some people would call the Council of Light, what some people would call the Elders, what some people would call their ancestors, whatever word you want to put on it. Very clear. It's almost like you get very clear instructions, whether that's just within your soul, so you just like know how to instinctually act in certain situations to handle them, to take care of them, to resolve them, to show up, essentially. The responsibility of showing up. Hold on. And again, you could be very aware that you are getting these instructions, these downloads from higher forces, non-physical forces is how they want me to say it. Some of you are just interpreting it as your own instincts, which I don't think is wrong. I think both are very true and kind of one and the same. Okay, what else for group 3? Yellow. Ooh, interesting, because I don't have a yellow stone. The solar plexus is going to be very important for group 3. If you have some like digestive issues, confidence issues, self-esteem issues, working on your solar plexus will be very vital. I talked about this on Patreon that my team guided me through a new way of centering. They're saying centering. And I've been meaning to give the meditation and put it out there. I'm getting to it, but it's about holding yourself at your own personal sense of center, which is your bridge, right? So in your solar, between your solar, it's really between your solar and your heart, but really coming from your solar plexus. That is your true center, and it will help you to ground, but it is to be centered. I want to be very clear in that. Yeah, it's interesting. I did not pull a yellow stone. But citrine would probably be very good for you guys. I'm actually getting orange calcite too, which is not yellow, but orange calcite would be very good for group 3. There's thank you. Yeah, there's a need. Thank you. Less rigid. You can hold your responsibility. You can be of service. You can be the anchor. You can be centered. You can be the grounding force for other people, family, non-family alike. You can be all these things, but you can also still have fun. That's coming through. You can still be you. You can still let yourself loose a little bit. Um, yeah, you can still let loose a little bit. I know some of you guys are asking me about crystals. Go with whatever crystal you're guided to if you're resonating for group 3. Whatever crystal you're guided to is going to be the right choice for you. But I'm just getting like yellow, orange, like solar plexus-y kind of emphasis there. So use that as a guiding tool, but always pick a crystal that resonates for you, not what someone tells you to buy. Okay. Yeah, I really want to say there's a need to be less rigid. Some of you may be very like strict with yourself because you have this energy of like elder. Oh, thank you for the $10. Thank you. Because you have this energy of elder, of anchor, protector. You can maintain that. You can maintain that, but you can still laugh. You can still flow. This is about allowing more flow, group 3. Allowing more flow of just who you are as just a natural you, as a natural being. I feel like group 3, you have a tendency to like, it has to be this way. Like that's how it's coming through. Like very like rigid, authoritative. It must be this way, but it doesn't. You can have parameters, but you can work in flow within parameters. Yes, parameters and boundaries are important, especially for anybody who's like raising a family or needing to be that kind of elder force within a community. Yes, that's all important. But think of what the elders are like. Think about what shamans are like, right? Think about like, I don't know, your own grandmother, grandfather that you actually look up to and you feel like is a very healthy like figure of elder energy. They smile, they laugh, they poke fun every once in a while. They might not even have to say a lot, right? Um, Allow for more flow. Allow for more flow. It's funny, yeah, like there's like no crystals that want to be chosen for group 3. I'm just looking at the crystals I have here and just letting them talk to me. Yeah, none of the crystals I brought out here want to be attributed to group 3. So group 3, I'm just going to call group 3 solar plexus elder, something like that. But yeah, allow for more flow in your life. You don't have to be hard on yourself. You don't have to be hard on other people either. It's almost like learn to be more feminine, actually. Learn to just be a little softer, a little bit more lenient. Yeah. Because also when you have like such strong parameters or you're really strict with yourself, you don't allow for new energy. You don't allow for inspiration to take place, which is what keeps things going, right? Which is what keeps things exciting, keeps life interesting. It's okay to have all of that and not be so authoritative. Thank you. Some of you may have struggled with some control issues, and some of you may be becoming very aware of why that is and where that comes from. But you don't have, that's like, that is controlling. You don't have to be controlling. You can be strong in vulnerability and softness and acceptance. It doesn't have to be aggressive. It doesn't have to be like that. And it feels very almost like emperor like, and it doesn't have to be. Yeah. Yeah. If you can work on your solar plexus and get more centered there and allow yourself to be a little bit more lenient with yourself and others, you're going to allow for joy. You're going to allow for joy. You can actually be a vessel for joy for yourself and other people. And that's going to be one of the best examples you can lead for your kids, your family, maybe people you work with, or in whatever way you're serving as this like elder energy. Okay. Everyone wants to follow joy. It's important. It's important. Is there anything else for group 3? I actually almost want to pull tarot cards for group 3, which is interesting that that wants to be a thing. I don't think it's necessary. But I want to. Why do I want to? There's a reason, so I'm just going to honor that. Oh, thank you for the $9.99. Life goes on tomorrow. It's a new day. As I fight this parallel in this house and jobs, it's it's either you need a third one. Wait, how do I? Sorry, still learning these features. It's like it's giving me this message like let's celebrate. Like the super that you just gave me, and I'm trying to, but I'm like, why won't it let me? Sorry, I'm not tech savvy, guys. Thank you. Thank you for that super chat. Yeah, so group 3, I am feeling the need to pull some tarot cards, so we're gonna go ahead and do that. I think it's interesting that that's like a thing, but we're gonna do it. What wants to come through for group 3 here? I hate when I hit the wrong button. Group 3, and this is perfect timing. My incense is almost done. Cards for group 3. What wants to come through for group 3? Oh, now they do want me to choose a crystal. The bear. There makes a lot of sense for elder. The bear. Actually, I'm not even sure what stone this is, though. I feel like it's like an agate. It feels like an agate. So many different kinds of agates, but bear. Very, very earthy. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, you can be an elder, you can protect, you can provide, but you don't have to like become shadowy bear. It's almost like you might actually embody the medicine of bear, or bear may be like a guiding animal for you. You may resonate with them, etc. There's a difference between shadowy bear energy and very balanced, harmonious bear energy. Bear is elder. Bear is parent. Bear is the soft landing place that will hold you through all of winter and get you through the tough times and help you feel safe. Shadowy bear is like someone who's going to rip your face off. That's shadowy bear. Shadowy bear is like 10 of Wands energy, really controlling, like will suffocate their own child. That is shadowy bear. So interesting. Some of you guys may need to like reflect on that polarity that you're holding within yourself of elder here with the bear. All right, bear there. Okay, getting back to the cards. One more. Come on. The Knight of Wands really wants to come out, which you all know the Knight of Wands can go either way when it comes to expressing passionately. Any messages or insights for group 3? Interesting. So we have Queen of Cups out here, reflective. Like I said, probably good, good time to reflect on this within yourself. You think that's bloodstone? It could be bloodstone. It could be. It could definitely be bloodstone. That could definitely be bloodstone. If it is bloodstone, I feel like it's not a great quality. I love these, but they're not great quality. But they're awesome. I do love them either way. So yeah, it could be agate. It could be bloodstone. Yeah. Anyway, coming back. Queen of Cups is also strong mother energy. Kind of like Mama Bear kind of energy. And I almost want to put it in reverse. It kind of wants to be reverse, which would be somebody who is not like tempering their emotions very well. So group 3, you could be struggling with how to temper the mama papa bear within yourself regarding people that you care about. Okay. It could even be like something you look at as your own child. Maybe it's like a business you built. Maybe it's your fur baby, right? It's like your baby, whoever your babies are. It definitely feels like a parental instinct, though. Ooh, my. Defensive. There is a very strong defensive energy going on for group 3 with the High Priestess and the Nine of Wands. It also feels like it's almost blocking out your natural instincts. Why are you so defensive? It feels like group 3, you might have been triggered recently, or a trigger is about to happen, and it's almost like disrupting this very like divine archetype of elder within you. Yeah, and I want to say it's like it's putting you in a defensive stance, but in a way where it's like you're not seeing very clearly is what I'm getting. Almost like a, I'm not going to say blind rage. It feels so extreme, but in that kind of way, right? We get so triggered or so upset or so emotional over something or someone that we covet or have been looking after like a child, right? That we suddenly lose our senses and we're just reacting. But I feel very defensive energy with that Nine of Wands. Very, very defensive energy. Group 3. Okay. Six of Wands. Coming and landing on the High Priestess with the Nine of Wands here. There's something being like very public. Interesting, because the word recognized was coming up a lot for you guys. I'm like, what needs to be recognized? What is being recognized? This feels very, very public. Like people could be witnessing your trigger, or people are looking to you to handle a situation. But because you're feeling defensive and triggered, how you handle it, could go either way. Like, are you gonna be loving, nurturing, wise elder bear? Or are you gonna be controlling mama bear? Terrifying mama bear. Terrifying mama bear, wise elder bear. Maybe some of you, this is about your personal evolution of controlling mama papa bear into wise elder bear. Okay. But I just feel like there's a lot of eyes on you when it comes to whatever this is for you. How much did you miss? I'm like at the end. I'm at the end. It's okay. It's gonna post after the fact. Anything else for group 3? Ooh. 3 of Pentacles in reverse. 3 of Pentacles in reverse can be plans falling apart, connections falling apart, friendships falling apart, like something that is supposed to work, where there's supposed to be support, is not there. It's not there. Oh, Knight of Swords just came out on top of that. So again, there's something being witnessed in a very public way where there's clearly upset individuals, and this is really about how you're handling it. Maybe this has already happened, and maybe you're reflecting on your behavior, and you're like, oh, that was me being scary mama bear, not wise elder bear, and I need to be wise elder bear. Yeah, some of you, this is in the past. Some of you, this is definitely in the past. Some of you, it's just the pattern of how do you handle situations like this when eyes are on you and expecting you to deal with it and handle it and take care of it. Okay, I like that. Let me get all the cards out here. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, learning from these experiences and handling yourself the right way. We have the Ace of Pentacles, Chariot, and Judgment. Doing things in a way that is balanced, that is harmonious, that is in divine law and order, and it may be in a new way, it may be with new people, it may be presenting the solution, but it is learning to be more the wise elder bear, not scary mama papa bear. Overall, we do have the 10 of Wands, Queen of Swords. This is you also reflecting on actions taken and the burden and stress of these kind of situations. This is starting to feel more pattern-like. Like maybe there is something happening in the present for you in real time that's triggering all of this for you, but I think it is also causing you to reflect on how you've handled things in the past when it comes to your all kinds of relationships, but it's how you've been acting or have acted out of that polarity, out of that lens anyway, or that aspect of self of the bear. Scary mama papa bear and controlling and authoritative and forceful and suffocating, maybe even a little codependent. Some codependency just wanted to come up in there. Or have you been the wise elder bear? Do you know how to be the wise elder bear? Is it time to practice and utilize the wise elder bear energy that is actually within you, right? Mm. If you realize you've handled yourself inappropriately, some of you, this may even build up into a gift or an apology of some kind. Just making it right. Just making it right. Just making it right. There's something about eyes on you that I think really affects how you behave, like how you react. Um, like I almost wonder if eyes are on you, it's almost like a completely different reaction or like different decision making you would have versus if people were not paying attention to you. In either direction. Like maybe you handle it better when eyes are on you, maybe you handle it way worse when eyes are on you. It's like I just get like 180 difference there for group 3. Group 3, I think you needed this reading. There's something about this too that feels like maybe you've been aware of this and you've been in a little bit of denial about it. Some of you could have gone through certain phases or waves of feeling very justified in your behavior when really you shouldn't have, right? That's like a little ego driven. But that Nine of Wands says it all. That Nine of Wands says it all. That is a defensive stance. That is a, like, I'm going to get through this stance. I'm going to push stance. And also indicates wounds. This is also a wounded warrior card for me as well. So, a lot of reflecting going on there. Anyway, so let's wrap this up. Do we need to pull any more cards for group 3? No, it's very clear. Yeah, that's how I felt too. Yeah, it's very, very clear. Me talking to my guides. Yeah, okay, so we're gonna wrap this up. But I hope you guys really enjoyed the readings today, and I hope you found them very supportive and helpful. I enjoyed doing these for you guys. I always enjoy reading for you guys, especially when I can just chill and be chill about it, and not have a lot of crazy going on. But the Island Turtle Talk episode will premiere later tonight. I will be live on Patreon in the next couple days, I think Wednesday, to talk about the full moon in Virgo that's coming up. Any other announcements? I don't think so. I think so. I am still taking my time, right, in like getting back in the flow of things. So just know that like as far as like the typical like content you guys are used to, like weeklies and things, might not be in full flow for quite a bit. I actually am considering completely changing how I do the weeklies. And I think the answer for that, the solution for that, the clarity for that will emerge in March. Okay, just being very clear. And as far as, being recovered from surgery, I'm almost there. I am so close. I have one more follow-up with my doctor next month, and I'm hoping that's like the last one. It's been quite a ride for sure. And so I'm also like not fully like physically doing all the things that I want to do. So I'm also still taking care of myself in that way. But I love you guys so much. I hope you guys have an amazing day, an amazing week. You will be seeing sign readings later in the week as well as normal. And yeah, I really appreciate you guys, especially everybody who sent super chats. I think that's like really, really sweet. Thank you so much. And again, if anybody did do the timestamp for group 2, I would be very grateful. I'm gonna hop off. I'm gonna go. But thanks again for coming out and being so supportive of me and my journey as much as I have been trying to be supportive of you guys too. So thank you. Love you guys. Take care. Bye.